What's up, guys? It's Do Universe, and this is, wow, something that we've been waiting for a little bit, but it's going to be worth the wait, I can already tell, because whenever you have a title that is glitched out like that, one, I want to know how you guys do that. Two, you know you're in for some shit. I guess I gotta say it like that because due to the whole COPA Act gonna come up soon, I think I can just, freeform my wording because apparently kids are not supposed to be watching my content anyway. So, with me contemplating not to delete my entire channel due to the whole reaction to MLP thing, I'm just gonna see if I can enjoy myself with this newfound animation that Cammy has humbly, just great giving us for this day. So yeah, I'm doing my best, and if you care about my work life in any way, shape, or form of me working over at Rooster Teeth, please stick around for the end of the video after the whole recap and everything of me gushing about this animation that I know is going to be pretty freaking good for information, because for some people that might be a little bit important. So let's get started. Also, one thing before I get started, and I almost forgot to mention this, when this series is about to come to an end, I was thinking about making the last episode, because I'm pretty sure she's going to title the last episode The End or something like that, to signify the last episode of this series. I was thinking to make that last episode like a live stream so we can all watch it together, because I don't know about you, but for some reason when I watch this series, I have a feeling that it's going to end off on I'm not going to say cryptic note. I'm pretty sure a lot of questions are going to be answered and a lot of things are going to be resolved by the end of the series. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be left up to interpretation because if I know anything about Cammy and what I've been watching about her videos, she is an avid storyteller. And most avid storytellers, if I'm going to take a page from my book, usually tries to leave something up for interpretation, regardless if everything is supposed to come to a screeching, halt, at not like a screeching halt, like a nice little stop on a dime, because everything has been resolved and stuff like that. It's kind of like Gravity Falls. Even though Gravity Falls has ended, at the end it still left up something, even though you can clearly say that is an ending, right? So type out in the comments with your regular comment whether or not you would want that, because I get it, because live streams are like and lots of distractions can be had, and plus there could be a lot of pausing due to chat coming down, or we just watch it all the way through. We'll talk about that later. But frankly enough, if you want me to do like a live stream for the last episode so we can all watch it together, and if Cammy graciously humbles us with her presence, we would get certain cryptic answers from her or something like that. I just thought it would be kind of fun because, again, I'm not doing YouTube as much as anymore, so making anything fun, despite the ending episode probably not coming for years now. That's it. Sorry to make this kind of long, I just really need to get that out. So, I'm going to put this up, go over here, wait, I need to make absolutely sure, and it is. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go. By the way, this episode is called Hate and Glitchtale. Again, need to know how you guys do that. I don't know how to do that. When Jack does it, it's awesome. It's just like, killed, Great. No, man, you reminded me of the epicness that you gave Papyrus last episode. Oh my god. It's like he can handle himself in a fight. He just doesn't want to fight. Already opening up with hitting me in the gut with. Okay. You are the Great Papyrus. You will always be the Great Papyrus. No one can be greater. Maybe Trixie, but no one can be greater. Okay, so far he's But you did your best, right? No, 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 no. Oh my god. Stop. You do tears fantastically, by the way. It's just... Oh my god. I think we're fine. We're not going to Grillby's yet. It's complicated. I'm up here thinking it's some sort of illusion, so I'm happy you're giving some context. That's exactly what's going on. So, yay, it worked. Okay, yeah, as per usual, it worked, but not as good as you want it to. I like the shirt too. It makes you look rustic. Rustic. You could go off and say that the house is nothing but a big hole. Now, like, it's a there's still a ground, but you know. Man, the quality of movement and making sure that every frame has some type of like motion into it, really capitalize on everything. Yes. Okay. Yeah. Don't think about it too hard right now, Sansy boy.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it makes sense that Sans would be the only one to have any recollection of that other child, whoever that was. There have been many battles. That's so creative. That's such a creative way to use those things. You mind if I steal that? Oh God. There's a dual text over here. Ronan? You know, nothing. It's just the end of the world. Or at least your tri-state area. Then the world. I'm pretty sure that's the end goal here. You know, if my memory serves. And it usually doesn't. Ugh. Let's go. Get out. Ah, jeez. You know, it's funny how at first I didn't kind of see Rave as much of a it character, but clearly you're proving me wrong. Oh man, the greatest part about fallen people is that you have to tell people that they're fallen.
You.
Oh. Yeah, right now with the whole giant pink thing ravaging throughout the land, I don't think we have the luxury to mourn. Sadly. Yeah. Please. You're lucky to be standing right now. Of course it's fine. I mean, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he's a troubled person. Pick a god and pray? Wow, great advice, Gaster. Oh man, if my parents told me that whenever I started growing up, I'm pretty sure I would still be the same man I am today. Apparently it works out for him. I mean, he does look smart, so... I mean, it makes the most sense to lure it, especially with that kind of tactic, so... How long would that last? Yeah, your eyes are way better, by the way. You're getting really good at eyes. It's like, when it comes to eyes and tears, it's like, what is with you and being that good? Fighting. Now you're just showing off. move cancellation. How original. Wait, what? Wait. You know, a good punch to the face is usually what can help a friend get back into the right senses. A punch to the gut, not as effective, but you're trying. Being parents. Yes, please. I need some type of fighting with my underrated boys. And, you know, well, Torio's not underrated in the slightest, actually. So, mostly underrated boy. Look at this. Man, what about this is underrated to you? Die. More emotion. One more fighting. Oy. Okay, there's a lot of people having just a lot of PTSD problems. Oh. Oh, jeez. It's like it's spreading. I'm pretty sure I said this in another reaction, but the fact that you make pink threatening, I mean, come on. I always admire any show that's managed to make any pink character threatening. Steven Universe, Dragon Ball. Kingdom Hearts. I beg to disagree. Yeah, because that's easy to do. Yeah, you're just a child. You can't decide people's fates like that. How dare you? Oh, now you're a child. You're my son. It's like you definitely can't decide my fate. It's true though. I'm not saying that to be pretentious. Of course. Of course. Of course. Because... Okay. Yes. 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 Oh my god, you and eyes. Just facial expressions general. Ah. Man, I knew it would be worth the wait. Look at all this effort. More ways than one. Jesus. swords. Anime is real, damn it. Stop. Oh, the power of friendship will always win the day. You know, unless it doesn't. Just like anime. You got that special anime power up for remembering your fallen.
Hey.
Oh.
Oh.
Maybe a smidge. Now she can take on the world right now. A special healing device. Ah. Oh, he's gonna be just fine. Just some internal bleeding. He might not remember you when he wakes up, some minor amnesia, but he's gonna be just fine, kid. Just fine. Yeah, healing doesn't always excuse exhaustion. I've made that a point in many regards. You can heal fast, but you can still be tired. If anything, your healing can make you more exhausted for the fact that your healing may be accelerated. I'm gonna, like, stab it a bunch, and hopefully it goes down. Exactly what I said, but more simplified. Hit and weaken it. The odds of victory are like slim to none. I like those odds. I mean, yeah, beggars can't be choosers and desperators can't be respirators. I don't know. You're talking to the one of the main characters that destroyed that pretty much dominated the main villain on her own in this form. I'm pretty sure she can handle herself.
Hey.
I don't know why, but every time he says you're gonna be taken to school, it's just like, hey, the apocalypse is happening, but at least we still have time for school. But I know the context. It's just funny to hear it like that. Because when I was young, that's what I usually thought. A meteor could come down from the sky, and I would still be at school. Oh my god, you're trying out on him? Come on. Asgore, don't.
Oh.
Up, yeah, the music's starting. Give me some, give it to me. Oh my god, this is awesome. bow now. Great. There we go. Come on. Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna jump. Oh, right. Aerial movement is hard. Oh. Yeah, don't you hate it when that happens when you see the past incarnation of a regular person? Ah, it sucks. Give me the eye thing. I want the eye thing. Oh, here we go. Ah, jeez. It's the worst kind of genjutsu you can ever put on there. Jesus. Yes! 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 The eye thing! Ah, you never disappoint, Cammy. You never disappoint. I don't know what's going on, but I like it. Yes, there it is! Oh, I'm telling you, you're the Sakurai of making sure these characters are their characters, not a fight. The fact that, yeah. No. I see what she's doing. Man, she's playing 5D chess with these people. Jesus. No, 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 you're not supposed to end there, though. You're not supposed to end there. You're supposed to continue to move forward until I'm satisfied, and I'm not. Ah, by the way, run into Sturlock? I did not know that. Good on you. But also, great, awesome. Ah, how dare you do that to me again? How many times have I said this at the end of every episode at this point? Oh my. All right. Okay. Whew. Great for all the patrons. Sooner or later I gotta. I need to get my money budgeted first before I'm starting to give more money to people I love on Patreon. It'll happen soon. Give it until like the end of December. But Christ, man. You need to stop doing that to me. You need to stop doing that, period. Alright. I guess the only way to stop doing that to me would be stop making the series, so never mind, keep doing it, because if you keep doing it, at least I'll have something in my life. Alright. Now I gotta give everyone their credits is due. Being worked on, yeah. Look at him. Look at all that. I don't know what's going on, but we'll find out eventually. Glitchtale Origins. I might have to watch that later. Okay, because there's a lot of things on YouTube. I've just not been on YouTube as much as I used to, and a lot of things are just down. So okay, all right, jeez. All right, well, at least. Okay, hold on. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. And and when I say this, obviously, I'm not. I'm putting it to memory. But this is one of the episodes where there's a situation where someone could die and they didn't. However, Asgore's not looking too hot. So I'm not entirely sure if that was a kill shot. I'm almost certain that wasn't a kill shot. He's just very much incapacitated right now. But still. It's up in the air. But hey, we had a situation where another person could have died, but they didn't. And that's great because Undyne was there. And if we know anything about Undyne, is that she is a hard badass. So she's so much of a badass that I remember, I go back and watch my Undertale Genocide playthrough. Still hate it, by the way, and hate you guys, by the way. I still have a grudge on that. But I still remember when I was going on a little tirade before going into the entirety of the game, is that sooner or later I would have to fight Undyne and kill her. But I couldn't. There's no way I can kill Undyne. She's too much of a badass to die. And look at that. When I got to her battle, it's exactly what I expected. So good on that front, and exactly what I expected here. All right, she's having problems, PTSD. You know. Murdering someone she very much cared for, and that person really found her neat. So, yeah, of course, emotion's gonna be abound. But just like all animes, it's the loss of the ones you love that will only make you stronger if you accept the fact that they're gone, but you remember the memory they had for you. So, Undyne's the best anime character. Top 10 anime betrayals. Undyne's at the top, and she hasn't betrayed anyone, but it's all part of the meme. So. In any case, Rave, really like the character development you gave this character, because at first, to tell you the truth, I was kind of forgetting about him, but now he's put it to memory, because, and that's just to say, if anyone's binge watching the series, it's gonna be pretty much just like that, but since I'm waiting months upon months at a time, because animation is hard, it makes sense, and plus my memory is not what I like to call the best of all time, so, good all around that front. Gaster being Gaster, he's having resolve. He's doing his thing. He's doing his best not to fall over and die. Sans is back, but not for long. It's probably gonna be. It's probably either going to be a situation where it's gonna be Gurren Lagann, where we're gonna keep him as long as possible, and then he's gonna fade away out of existence at the end of the series, at the end of this season. Or you're gonna find some way to do something to make me happy and keep him around forever. But considering that Alphys is gone, doesn't seem to be any way to bring her back. I'm not looking at that, because here's the thing: this isn't Undertale. This isn't anything about like Toby Fox's creation at this point. It's a story of Cammy. So at this point, her canon can be that these people are gone for good. So. That's the whole thing about this series that I like so much, because I really don't know who's going to live and who's going to die, who's going to have that epic moment of reprieve from themselves, and who isn't. I like how a lot of things are going fast, but to also keeping to a steady pace as well. Yeah, Papyrus and have his little moment there with his brother. You know, still adding. See, that's the one thing about like. Certain shows that I'm not gonna say any shows out loud, but certain shows I've been watching, and how they don't, like, how can I put this? Like, in the beginning, things are funny, things are happy, things are lucky, and, you know, and they can manage the serious aspect with the comedy aspect, kind of like what Marvel's pretty much good at this point. They're able to blend actual emotional payoffs and setups, while also keeping to a comedic format. And you're able to put in those dashes of humor, because, you know, life is funny sometimes, even in the most dire of situations. So you're able to put that sort of stuff in there. But certain shows, just just double down on the serious aspect, thinking that if you take everything extremely seriously, the audience will take it as seriously. But considering DC couldn't really do that in the beginning, but now they seem to be getting up in a little bit of a better stride now. You clearly showcase that being overly serious is not automatically going to make your series great. So that's what I like about Glitchtale, and that it always manages to find at least moments of pockets to put in either dry humor, which is my favorite kind of humor, where it's just humor for the sake of, hey, in the moment it's funny, and that's what makes it good, instead of setup and punchline jokes and stuff like that. So I gotta sing its praises as much as possible when it comes to the series. As for the animation, man, if you go back to episode 1, I'm talking like Sans versus Flowey, animation fantastic. I'm pretty sure I still have the reaction to prove how much I love that. But you also see the sheer mass of production value. Is that the right word to do it? In the end, you see how Cammy takes the eyes, throws them into a chamber, and then cranks that chamber up to ultra high settings, take those eyes back out, and then plaster it on her characters. And then you just see, like, man, like all the things to really put emphasis on, it's the eyes, and it makes the most sense because eyes are not only gateways to the soul, but it's the main thing you primarily look at in a character. So it's the most prominent feature you're going to be looking at in an animation as well, and the rest are just supplementary. And even that is also good. The hair, the angles of the faces, the facial expressions themselves, the line density, I guess, and everything else about the character makes it feel like they're actually there, and how you can actually really care about them, and they're just not just 2D images on a plane. Same thing goes for the environment around them. How the slight it's not Ed and Eddie like effect, like constantly moving with like I think 3 or 4 frames. It's more of just subtle frames moving slightly to allow the illusion of movement in general. Because if you're just looking at a static image, it's just gonna be like, but when you're looking at it, when your mind is looking at it, your brain fills in like, oh, this is a living environment, either it being like subtle winds blowing on something, or you know what I mean. So that's why I really appreciate the series. The amount of effort that Cammy alone is putting into her animations in these are astonishing to me. Now, of course, you can't just talk about Cammy's work without also talking about the other talent that works along with her, and that being Sturlock with his amazing sound design and the voice actors for the particular characters when saying their specific lines. Because if it was just them having the text boxes with no actual auditory enhancement, it would just be kind of dull. It would be kind of dull. But with that auditory enhancement, it's better conveyed that these are people. They are talking like this. The only thing that would make it like more Undertale-y is to put the actual sound effects they have in the game. But to tell you the truth, in this kind of environment, it will be kind of like awkward, I guess. I'm not saying it will be bad. It would just be kind of like, okay, I'm really thinking of scenarios where you would put the sounds that they do when they talk in there, and I can see how it would be a little jarring, especially when it comes to certain scenes and execution of them. So makes sense. As for the sound design, it's like every hit, every explosion, every sound effect in general when it comes to them moving around and just subtle shifts in movements and that slight auditory cue of them shifting is exactly what you need to make a fine product like this. Now, if I had to compare it to anything, it would be like night and day comparison. I'm not talking about like this is as good or anything. It's actually night and day comparison. I do not like the sound design in the One Punch Man Season 2 anime. I think that every time they have any type of impact, it's just a metal bar hitting a metal door. And usually when they do that, it's for things that has nothing to do with metal. One of the things I think I remember is Fubuki summoning like wind and stuff, and then pushing Saitama away, and it sounded like metal hitting something. What is this? The Guts, the Berserk anime that had Guts throw a knife at a rabbit, and then you just hear a loud clanging sound. It's like that's not how sound designs work. But thanks to Sherlock and the series and shows and stuff that I've seen him work on, it shows sound design makes the product, really. When I work over at Rooster Teeth, when we're working on Death Battle and stuff like that, and I get to see the animation and how it's coming out and stuff like and things. I usually don't find it like, okay, I'm looking at it and like I don't know why, but I'm not liking it. But as soon as they put the sound into it, as soon as they have the swords hitting the swords, they have the footsteps running on the ground, when they have the voice acting put into it, and you have the ambiance mixed in with the music and stuff like that, you see how sound can enhance a product immensely, and especially if it's done correctly. So those are my examples. Sherlock knows how to do things right. The people who are working on One Punch Man Season 2, it's not saying that I'm not discrediting anyone who likes that kind of sound design. I'm just saying, for me, it was pretty jarring to have almost everything sound exactly the same when you get a big impact force of any kind. The reason why I liked One Punch Man Season 1 so much is because of the sound design and the impact force that was in it. I want you to go back and watch Boros versus Saitama, and you cannot go and tell me that sound design, especially when you do the serious punch, where you got the impact of the beam punch, and then the impact of the air pressure hitting Boros like a smack. That I listen to that just so I can love sound design that much. And Sherlock has that. He has it unlocked when it comes to battle animation, because when granted, using sound, it also goes to show how good the sound design is what Toby had in Undertale. Because when I'm saying do the eye thing, I'm not saying that because I like the effect. I'm saying that because I love the sound. The ching 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 from his eyes from going blue to orange. I love that. That's one of my favorite things. And how he's going on with a barrage in that little brat. It was great. Oh jeez, but yeah, I think you understand what I'm talking about. And the final hit that Toriel did when charging up the final or fireball and hitting Asgore, you felt it because it sounded like it hurt. It doesn't just need to look like it hurt. It needs to sound like it hurt. And the aftermath need to show that it hurt. And that's how the combination of talents goes into play. Okay, you had the great animation talent, you had the sound design talent, you had the convey, and you had good voice talent of hearing the disbelief in Toriel after what she has done, and great use of flashbacks and great use of flashback and flashback imagery in general in this episode, showing the past version of what this little brat has become. Is now in this day and age. Having a small scene of Toriel healing Asgore, showing that their relationship was building even when they were kids. And yeah, the whole thing is about Undertale is that when I was playing the game and stuff like that, there was a lot of things a lot of characters have done and what you can get away with saying when going throughout the game. It's like, okay, Asgore at the end of the game has destroyed your mercy button because he himself has come to the conclusion that he is without mercy. He does not deserve to be redeemed in any way for all the people that he has hurt, especially for the person he loved. He hurt her emotionally, especially. But in the end, he did that because he did all those horrible things. And even Toriel said herself that if he really wanted to, like, go out and get all the human souls, you could have just started with the first one, absorb that soul, be strong enough to go through the barrier, kill a couple of more, and then come back and destroy it. But he didn't do that. He opted to wait and pretty much let Toriel watch as children went up to him. I will say, though, it is kind of weird on my own personal headcanon that at least one kid wasn't a brat. Like, think about it. Like, one kid. The round possibility when it comes to kids and 7 of them showing up, the round possibility of having at least one of them be kind of like, yeah, he's kind of a brat anyways, it is actually pretty low, but think about it. But that's just a personal thing. Don't really look too deep in that. But all the kids were nice. He's just like, really just hurting cute, innocent kids who just want to get back home. And it will terrible aspect. Kind of like when it comes to Frisk. Like, Frisk, it's good, but did decisions. It depends on your own personal headcanon, because I have my own personal headcanon, but I'm going off Cammy's canon of how the Undertale was structured for her. So I get it. Pretty much everyone, except for Papyrus. I refuse to ever believe Papyrus ever did anything wrong. Everyone in the series, in the Undertale verse, has done at least something that you can point the finger at and say, you probably could have done this better. In some way, even Sans, it's like you have all this power and ability to understand timelines and stuff like that, but you opt to wait until the last possible moment to do something. Granted, you're building up karma, but I've seen many a comic that shows Sans just up and killing the brat immediately. So, because if the karma's there, and it's always there, just like how Sans can remember. It's like this, but I'm not going to turn this into a rant about particular things in Undertale. I'm going to end things off here. Things have been going great. And I can't wait until what comes next. Tell me if you want me to do that live stream thing for when the inevitable end of this season is going to come about, because I would like to do that with you guys. And that's about it. Now about that, and now since y'all can leave, about my situation that comes out to my job. Now, for those of you who've been on my channel, and those of you who care about Rooster Teeth kind of content, you know, don't really care about the controversies and stuff that came about, because to tell you the truth, the areas I'm working in have nothing to do with those controversies. But hey, I'm not here to change your mind on anything like that. You think what you think. I even have my own problems with the controversy of Rooster Teeth, but it's not going to stop me from getting a job and, you know, putting food on my table. So, with that being stated, for those of you who've been on my channel for a long time, you know that I'm a big fan of RWBY, and that I've been doing my best to try to do reactions of RWBY for as long as I can remember, and how much Monty he was an inspiration to me. Like legit, if it wasn't for Monty in a lot of regards and how he does his fights and stuff like that, and his overall methods, I probably would not be as in tune with the animation process that I'm trying to go through right now if it was for him. And I mourned for his death. Whenever they did that moment of silence for him, I believe it was at the end of volume 4, or was it 3? It was heart wrenching to me, because the more I think, because every time I look at this man's work, I feel something. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, starting tomorrow, I'm going to be working on RWBY. I'm going to be working on the show he created, the show that he made great and made me a fan of, and I'm just hoping that I can do the show justice. So, because I'm going to be working in a department that really showcases interpretation. So I'm going to be giving a script, and I'm going to be having to make sure that whatever these characters are going to be doing, I'm going to have to convey it in the best way possible. I've even gotten some comments from animators and saying that some of the storyboards of RWBY are kind of cryptic, and so they have to just fill in the gaps, and sometimes that has disjoint and disorientation amongst the people that animate the show. Storyboards are very important, ladies and gentlemen. If you do not know that's what a storyboard artist is for, is so consistency can be placed. Because when it comes to storyboarding, you put everything into shots, and those shots can be handled by different people. So let's say I only get like page 1 of the script of an episode, and everyone else gets page 2, page 3, page 4, and we got like 5 different people for 5 different pages. So if I have one emotion in one page, and then in the second page this person interprets that emotion and that attitude in another way, you get like this weird like disconnect and things like that. So recently, most storyboards have been given the entire script, so one person gets it, and then that goes episode by episode. So it's not as disjointed or not that weird, because usually when you go to a different episode, you're in a different location anyway, so the difference in emotion is different anyway. So what this entire tirade is supposed to say is that when I get into RWBY, and whenever I read and whatever they're going to be doing, I need to make sure that I know exactly how these characters would move about in a situation. Because one of the animators said that RWBY nowadays has just like been a lot of standing and talking, And there have been animes that can make standing and talking interesting. But it seems as though the storyboard artist always takes, they're in a room and they're talking as just, they're standing there and talking. But in the actuality, animators get paid to animate, so you can have your storyboard artists make the characters move about the area, mess with shit, and they would have to do that because the script doesn't necessarily say they don't do anything, and the script doesn't say they just stand there. So so there's just that. So hopefully when I get into whatever it is I'm taxed to do when it comes to RWBY, I'm able to put in my personal flair, I guess is a way of putting it. Because if you've been on my channel, if you watch my animations, you see that I do my best to try to put as much character into the characters as possible. Because especially when it comes to my Versus series that I've been doing. Like, at first, it was supposed to be just me making animations to show off that I can do battle animations like that. But then it just started to turn into, well, I guess I cannot do a fight between two characters unless there is a setup to it. Like, I am that much of a story writer. I cannot, for the life of me, have people just fight each other for no reason. I can't do that for some reason. Like, that's just a part of me. So with that story writer mentality in my brain, I'm hoping that is conveyed properly whenever we get into an episode that I helped work on. And I'll definitely do like a live stream or like a video or something like that, saying that an episode that I worked on is up. But, you know, disclosure agreements, I can't really say anything other than I'm working on it, and that's it. Not exactly what I'm working on. I can't even say I'm working on this season. I can't even say I'm working on whatever season. So I'm just like, whatever. But all in all, for the people who like RWBY, and the main idea to this, really, so I can end these off before it reaches a full hour, is for those of you who watch RWBY and those who enjoy RWBY still, after these 7 volumes are completely gone through, hopefully I do not make it worse. And hopefully I can do something to anything about the series. Let's just put it like that. So yeah. Basically, fantastic animation. This is great. I'm gonna be getting into the animation scene of storyboarding of a particular show that I've admired for 7 years. And yeah. This is UMB Universe. I'll see you guys next time.